Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyam. Very, very famous shlok. We all, I think everybody knows this shlok because in Mahabharata, it was the start of Mahabharata that used to start with this shlok. So in this shlok, Bhagwan is telling us that whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in unrighteousness, that means whenever there is decline in the good things or the things that are good for everyone, for the universe, when there's decline in that, like for example, we can take it in this way also, that when Devi Sampadaya or good things, they decrease, and bad things or injustice or unrighteousness, it increases, then the Lord, he manifests himself on earth. So that is the time when God feels that it is time that he needs to manifest himself in some human form so that he can balance this. To protect the righteousness, that means to bring back justice, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of dharma, I appear on this earth age after age. That means every time, it is not only, this is not the first time when God has manifested himself or God has taken the form of human form. He has been doing this every time injustice has increased and justice has decreased, or righteousness has decreased and injustice, unrighteousness has increased. So whenever a dharma has increased, at that time, to bring back harmony, peace, to bring back the principles of dharma, Lord has again manifested or reincarnated himself in a human form. Now, in the next shloka, shlok number 17, very important shlok, types of karma have been discussed over here. That what are the different types of karma and which are our karma. Karmano yapi bodhavyam bodhavyai cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. I have highlighted 3 words which are very, very important. You need to learn this entire shlok, but if you are unable to do it, at least remember these 3 words, that these 3 words, types of karma, it comes in which shloka? It is in 17th shloka. Fourth, a chapter, that is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, and shlok number is 17th. You have to remember this. So what are the 3 types of karma that Bhagavan is telling over here is the recommended karma, the wrong action, and inaction. The truth about this is profound and difficult to understand. Now, what are the 3 types of karma? One is action, that which we call as karma. In the shlok, Bhagavan has used the word karmano. So that is first type, one karma. Then is forbidden action, or we call as vikarma. And third is inaction or akarma. So karmano, that is karma, vikarma, and akarma. These are the 3 types of karma that Bhagavan has discussed over here. Now you tell me, have you started learning Patanjali Yoga Sutra? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Rishi has discussed different types of karma. So over there, which types of karma has been discussed? It is in the first adhyay, first pad, sorry. Which type of karma have been discussed in Patanjali Yoga Sutra? If you have learned it, you will know.
For English batch, not it started, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so then fine, doesn't matter. Remember, when you will be doing, yes.
Ma'am, I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's Shukla Karm and
Perfect.
uh, two paksha are there, na? Shukla and Krishna Karm and the mixed one. Shukla Krishna.
Okay. Karma, Shukla, Ashukla,
Krishna.
and Mishra. These are the three types of karma.
Yes.
Very good. That have been discussed in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Now, why I have asked you over here is in the exam, you are going to have all the units together. So you should not get confused when the question is asked about karma. You have to remember, you have to understand that the question is from Patanjali Yoga Sutra or it is for Bhagavad Gita. Accordingly, you will have to answer because they might give one word from Patanjali Yoga Sutra and two options from here and two options from there. So you have to understand from where this question is asked. Otherwise, even though you know the answer, you will get the answer wrong. That's the reason I pointed it out. Make a note of this at your end also, that whenever you learn Patanjali Yoga Sutra, to write there also which type of karma have been discussed in Bhagavad Gita. So at both the ends you need to write. So it will be a revision. Because wherever there are a little bit of differences on the same topic in the exam, they do ask to confuse you. And it is very easy for us to get confused. That's why I made it a point to ask you over here. So here, write it down that in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are three types of karma: Shukla, Ashukla, and Mishra. So whenever you will be doing Patanjali Yoga Sutra, write the three types of karma that have been discussed in Bhagavad Gita also. So it will be very clear in your mind. Now, let's understand in detail what are these three karmas. What do you mean by this? Now, action or karma. When we say only karma, it means auspicious actions recommended by the scriptures, that is Vedas, for regulating the senses and purifying the mind. So, what is the action or the karma, normal karma, when we say? It means whatever has been written in the scriptures or Vedas. When we follow those karma or when we do perform those karma, and our senses are regulated or our senses are in control, our mind is cleansed or purified, those type of karma, they come under karma. So Vedas. Now, second type of karma are forbidden karma or vikarma. Vikarma means inauspicious karma or inauspicious actions which are prohibited by scriptures. So karma are the auspicious actions which are recommended by the scriptures. Here in vikarma, it is exactly opposite to karma. Inauspicious actions prohibited by the scriptures. यानी वेद में जो भी बोला है that you should not do. And if you're doing the same things, then that is considered to be vikarma. Since they are detrimental, that means they will destroy you, they are not good for you, and result in degradation of the soul. Karma done to hurt others or do bad to others. So, what are vikarma? Vikarma are inauspicious karma which have been prohibited in scriptures or Vedas. That means they have said, please do not do this. So, those are vikarma. And what happens if we perform those actions or we do those karma? Then it results in degradation of the soul. So, which are this karma? Which are these karma? Karma done to hurt others or do bad to others. At times, it does happen, that in anger, like for example, I had given you the example that you're all driving on the road, okay, and someone, scratched your car or something. Then in the anger, what happens? We have seen a lot of times people are fighting, hitting each other. So that is not required. Why do you want to hurt others? Ahimsa. We need to follow ahimsa. Ahimsa is not the solution for anything, no matter what. So any karma that hurts others, we know that if I speak in a particular way, now karma here also comes as vachik also. Kaik, vachik, and mansik. All are in karma. So any karma, even if we think bad about others, that comes in vikarma. If you speak bad about others, that also comes in vikarma. So it is not that you're doing good, but in the mind, आप गालियां दे रहे हो या बुरा सोचे कि ये ना ऐसा करती है, but when you see them, hi, hello, how are you, you speak very sweetly with them, but in the mind you're thinking bad about them. So that also comes under vikarma. Then third type of karma is inaction or akarma. So akarma means actions that are performed without attachment to the results, merely for the pleasure of God. They neither have any karmic reactions nor do they entangle the soul. So, what are akarma? Akarma are the actions or anything. In the third chapter, second chapter, Bhagwan had explained that whatever you're doing, do it as if it is your duty, it is your dharma, and you're doing it for the God, and you don't expect anything in return. So, you are not attached to the fruits of actions. So those type of karma are called as akarma. So karma, vikarma, and akarma. Now for karma, I would like to give you a small example also here to understand the difference. Now karma, though we feel after reading that yes, these are good. So karma is also good and akarma is also good. But there is a difference. Here karma, they are auspicious actions, so very good. Recommended by the scriptures, very good. They regulate our senses, very good. They purify our mind, very good. So all are positives. But here, these karma are done in order to gain something in return. For example, now it's Shravan Mahina. It's this month of Shravan, auspicious month. So we have Satyanarayan Puja, we have this puja, that puja. Okay. So what we perform that puja is recommended in the scriptures that in Shravan month you need to do this puja. So you do that puja. But when you perform that puja, the first thing that we do is I'm going to this puja and please, Lord God, let me clear my net, or let me get something, or let me get a promotion. So before performing the action only, we decide the sankalp, or we ask something in return, that I'm doing this puja, but please give me this in return. So whenever you are doing anything, any action, even though it is written in the Vedas, it is good. That action is good as per the Ved, as per the scriptures. But if you are asking or expecting something in return, then that comes in karma. And when you're doing something, a good action, without any expectation, without any attachment, that I am going to give the exam, I'm going to study, I'm going to appear for the exam, let the God decide. Whatever is good for me, God will give me. When you have this mindset, then that is called as a karma. So you understood the difference between three karma. Why I took so long is very important from exam point of view. Karma, vikarma, and akarma. I'll repeat again in short for you all to understand. Karma, when your karma are those karma or actions that are auspicious, that means good. They are written in our Vedas, in our scriptures. But they are done to fulfill some wish. Like putra prapti या नौकरी के लिए करते हैं या promotion के लिए करते हैं, for anything we expect something in return. So those are karma. Vikarma, exactly opposite of karma, inauspicious actions, something like ahimsa, inauspicious actions which is prohibited in the scriptures, that you should not do this. So inauspicious actions prohibited by the scriptures or in the scriptures, they are very harmful or detrimental to your soul. They come in vikarma, because of which someone might get hurt, or thinking or speaking bad about others also. Then is akarma, whatever action, whatever karma you perform, when you perform, considering that it is your dharma, it is your duty, and you are doing it for the God, for the Lord. It is nothing to do with you, and you don't expect anything in return. That is a karma. Now, which of these three are best or good? That has been discussed in the next shlok. Which yajna is best?
Excuse me.
Yes.
So, ma'am, the third type of karma we can also can say the nishkam karma.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
For those who are completely absorbed in God's consciousness, the oblation or the offering is Brahma. The ladle with which it is offered is Brahma. The act of offering is Brahma. The sacrificial fire is also Brahma. Such persons who view everything as God, they easily attain Him. So here, which yajna is the best? Here, first Lord told us about three karmas. Which are the three karma? Now, here Lord is telling that which yajna is best, is the best. So yajna, just performing yajna, it is not that if you perform yajna, you will get a positive benefit from it. So Bhagwan here is telling that when you are performing yajna, हाउ शुड बी योर थॉट प्रोसेस, आपका भाव कैसा होना चाहिए जब आपको यज्ञ परफॉर्म कर रहे हो. सो हाउ शुड इट बी द ऑफरिंग्स ऑफ यज्ञ. सो ऐसा नहीं, इट इज नॉट दैट यू हैव यूज हाई वेरी गुड एक्सपेंसिव घी, very good expensive offerings, so that it will be a very nice yajna and you will be benefited with lot of good things in your life. It is not like that. How expensive things you're using, ghee kaun sa use kar rahe ho, that doesn't make any difference. When you perform yajna, thinking that whatever I'm offering, the offerings of the yajna is Brahma. So what you are offering, that is Brahma. The ladle with which you are offering, that is also Brahma. The one who is performing the yajna, that is also Brahma. The fire, the sacrificial fire in which you offer the offerings, that is also Brahma. The received fruit of yajna is also Brahma. So when you are performing yajna, Bhagwan is telling that this is how your thought process should be. Not that I'm performing yajna or I'm performing this puja and I want something in return. That is something that shouldn't be your thought process. Whatever is there, everything is Brahma, everything, because we know everywhere in each and everything, living, non-living, everything, in every cell, in every atom, there is Brahma. So you have to fix that in mind. Now, pranayam is mentioned here in 4.29 and 4.30. Pran, Apan, and Kumbhak is mentioned over here. So in exam, they do ask that pranayam is mentioned in which adhyay. So you have to remember pranayam has been mentioned in the 4th adhyay, 4.29 and 4.30 shlok. These are the two shlokas in which pranayam has been discussed. Now, this pranayam is not told by Lord Shri Krishna, but Bhagavan is telling, Shri Krishna is telling that some people have said this or they do it in that way. So that is what is Bhagavan discussed over here. Some arduously practice pranayam and kumbhak, restrain the incoming and outgoing breaths, purely absorbed in the regulation of life energy. Yet others curtail their food intake and offer the breath into the life energy as sacrifice. All these knowers of sacrifice are cleansed of their impurities as a result of such performances. I will explain this to you, don't worry. Now here, note, the process of pranayam is not told by Bhagwan. So Shri Krishna has not told the process of pranayam. He has just mentioned pranayam, but the process of pranayam has not been discussed by Bhagwan. Bhagwan says that there are a lot of Mahapurush who practice yajna in this way too. So here, for pranayam, the word yajna is used. That there are a lot of Mahapurush, lot of yogis who perform yajna or pranayam in this way. So how do they practice pranayam? That Bhagwan is telling Arjun. That how do the Mahapurush practice pranayam? So pranayam is called as yajna. It's called yajna for prana. So it is called yajna for prana. Now, let me explain it to you. Just hold on. Now, when we say pranayam, here I'll put the shloka. Apane apane jhuyati pranam prane panam tatha pare pranapana gati ruddhva pranayam parayana. So that means we all know there are 5 vayus or pran in our body. So here in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is talking about 2 pran, that is main pran that we inhale and apan. And on that, from that pranayam is explained. So here Bhagavan is telling that apan vayu, when we inhale, so when we inhale a pran vayu, what happens that pran vayu, when we inhale, it mixes with apan vayu in our body. We know the place of apan vayu is your belly region. So when we inhale pran vayu, so pran vayu enters your body and it mixes with the apan vayu. Then what happens? Then pran and apan, when it mixes, you hold it, which we called as कुंभक. तो हम लोग रोक के रखते हैं, जिसको हम कुंभक कहते हैं. Then what we do is, when we hold our breath in kumbhak, what happens? The kundalini that is sleeping over there, it awakens and kundalini jagruti ho jati hai kumbhak se. So here Bhagavan is telling that when we inhale pran vayu, it enters our body, it mixes with the apana vayu in our body. Once this is done, once we inhale, you have to hold your breath, restrain your breath. Kumbhak karna hai. Kitna der kumbhak karna hai, how long, that has not been mentioned. So you have to hold your breath. Then what you have to do is, then as you exhale, along with pranavayu, it is said pranavayu में अपान वायु का हवन करते हैं, प्राणों का प्राणों में हवन किया जाता है. So when we exhale, that vayu again comes out of your body. So प्राणों में प्राणों का हवन किया जाता है. So both the pran, when they mixes, it Bhagwan has called it as havan. He has used in Bhagavad Gita, the word havan has been used. Havan means what? The merger of 2 pranas. That is, when you inhale, you are inhaling pranavayu, and when pranavayu mixes with apan vayu, it is called as havan. That is what is discussed over here. Now here, it is also said that lot of people, along with practicing this type of pranayam, what they do is, they control or curtail the food intake also. Mitahar, whatever has been told in yoga, they have their food intake in that way. So they follow that diet also. And when the yogis, they perform pranayam, they follow their diet also, and as told in the scriptures or as told, then what happens is that when a yogi performs pranayam in this way, all his sins are destroyed. So how are the sins destroyed? When the yogi, he practices pranayam along with kumbhak and also curtails the food intake. When he does or follows these 2 things, then it is said that all the sins are of the yogi are destroyed. So here, from till now, it has not been asked in that detail, but they might ask. So you just have to remember that the that pranayama has been mentioned in the 4th adhyay. Shlok number is 4.29 and 4.30. And in pranayam, what has been discussed? Pran, apan, and kumbhak. These are the 3 things that have been discussed. So a yogi, when he performs pranayam along with kumbhak and he curtails his food, that means नियमित आहार या मिताहार जो हम लोग बोलते हैं, when he follows these 2 things, then he is cleansed of all the impurities, or you can say all his sins are destroyed. That is what Shri Krishna is telling over here. Then in the next shlok, that is 4.33, O subduer of enemies, sacrifice performed in knowledge is superior to any mechanical material sacrifice. After all, O Parth, all sacrifices of work culminate in knowledge. So, here Bhagavan is talking about sacrifice. Now, which sacrifice is important or superior? So, here the Lord explains how and why he considers the sacrifice of ignorance in knowledge, that is Gyan Yagya, is greater and nobler than the sacrifice of food and other materials in the sacred fire, that is Dravya Yagya. So here Bhagavan is telling that, O subduer of enemies, that means someone, subduer of enemies means with one who defeats the enemy. Sacrifice performed in knowledge is superior to any mechanical material sacrifice. After all, O Parth, all sacrifices of work culminate in knowledge. So, sacrifice performed in knowledge, that means initially we do not have the knowledge or the gyan. Tattva gyan, we don't know. Then, over the period, when you start learning, like how in second adhyaya Bhagavan has told about gyan. Then in the third adhyaya he told Arjun about karma yoga. So in second Jnana yoga, in third karma yoga. So now here Bhagavan is again comparing it. So what he is saying, that sacrifice performed in Gyan is superior to any mechanical material sacrifice. That means Gyan yoga here is superior to karma yoga. After all sacrifices of work culminate in knowledge. So now again here Bhagavan is telling that Gyan, sacrifice of Gyan or Gyan, is superior to karma. Now, in this is exactly opposite to what had been told. All sacrifices of work culminate in knowledge. So here Bhagavan is saying that whatever karma you do, it is based on knowledge. So without knowledge, you don't perform karma, or whatever karma you perform, it could be karma, akarma or vikarma. So which type of karma you are going to perform depends on whether you know the difference between karma. So knowledge is very, very important. If you don't have that knowledge, you cannot perform your duty, or you will not be able to understand what is right and what is wrong, what action you should be taking and what action you should not be taking, what is good and what is bad. So here that is what is Bhagavan telling. And then he says the sacrifice of ignorance in knowledge. That means you destroy ignorance and gain the knowledge. So gaining knowledge, again, jnana, is greater and nobler than the sacrifice of food. So gaining knowledge, sacrificing ignorance in the yajna is far greater and far nobler and better than sacrificing the food and other materials. What normally we do when we are performing any yajna, उसमें आहुति देते हैं हम लोग. So आहुति is of different types. It at times जो sacrifices होते हैं, the sacrifices that we perform are in the form of even animals or food. घी तो हम डालते हैं. So Dravya Yagya, that is called as Dravya Yagya, where we are sacrificing food and other materials. We are offering it to the sacred fire. But here Lord is telling that sacrificing the ignorance is nobler. That means gaining knowledge, Gyan Yoga, is far greater than sacrifice of food and other materials in the sacred fire. So Dravya Yagya is inferior to Jnana Yagya. Jnana Yagya is superior and Dravya Yagya is inferior. Then once Bhagavan has told over here that Jnana Yagya is superior Then Shri Krishna further asks, Arjun asks Shri Krishna how to attain Gyan from an enlightened saint. Now you told me that Gyan Yagya is superior. Gyan is far more superior than everything. But then how do I attain Gyan from a enlightened saint or a Mahapurush or a Gyani person? So how do I come to know if the person, okay, is Gyani, and how am I supposed to approach him? What is the process to acquire Gyan? जैसे होता है ना, if we want to get any degree, we enroll in the college, and there is a process which we have to follow in order to get admission. Only after following that process we get the admission, then we follow their process, college process, and then we get a degree. So there is a process for everything. Similarly, here Arjun is asking Bhagwan Shri Krishna, how do I gain knowledge or how do I gain Gyan from a enlightened saint? Yeah, Tattvadarshi. Tattvadarshi means a person who has the knowledge of all the tattvas. That means Sankhya, who knows the difference between Purush and Prakriti. So he has the knowledge of the tattvas. That person is called as Tattvadarshi, or you can say an enlightened saint. So how do we gain? From exam point of view, they do ask, and they've asked many times. A question from this shlok has been asked. Tad vidvi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnani nastatvadarshinaha. So how do you attain Gyan? So here Bhagwan is telling pranipaten. First. Second is pariprashnen. And third is sevaya. So what do these three words mean? Pranipaten, pariprashnen, and sevaya. So pranipatena means whenever you want to gain knowledge from an enlightened person or a tattvadarshi or a Gyani Purush, what do we have to do? That first, pranipatin, that means approach him and bow down to him. तो हम लोग नमस्कार कहते हैं, जैसे गुरु को, जब कोई गुरु हमको मिलते हैं, हमारे टीचर्स, भी बाउ डाउन, झुक के हम लोग प्रणाम करते हैं. सो प्रणिपातेन, दैट मीन्स अप्रोच हिम एंड bow down to him. Second is pariprashnena, prashna, that means by asking questions. So whatever doubts or queries or whatever is in your mind, whatever you want to know, you ask questions. So first is pranipatin, approach him and bow down to him. Second is pariprashnin, that means by asking questions. And third is sevaya, that means rendering service to him. That means you have to do his seva. So these are the three ways you have to approach a person, and this is a process of attaining Gyan. And this is the sequence that you need to follow. So first is Pranipaten, second is Pariprashnen, and third is Sevaya. Swati ji, tell me the sequence of getting Gyan from a Tattvadarshi person.
It's Pranipaten, Pariprashnen, and Sevaya.
Very good. Sukanya ji. This is very important from exam point of view. Sukanya ji. Vibha ji. Ramesh ji.
Pariprapaten, Pariprashnen, Sevya.
Okay. Okay. Who answered right now? Just now? Who answered just now?
Vibha.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Priyanka ji. प्रियंका जी, आप रिपीट करना चाहते हैं? How to attain Gyan from a Tattvadarshi person? You have raised your hand. Sumita Malik ji?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Pranipaten, approach him and bow down to him. Pariprashnen, by asking questions. Sevaya, rendering service to him.
Very good. Please make a note of it. Very, very important from exam point of view. So,
Madam,
what does it
I am
mean?
busy. I am busy in one operation, madam.
It's okay. It's okay, Rameshji. Thank you so much. So, the meaning of the shlok I have written over here in short from exam point of view, but I'll tell you the meaning. First is learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So the meaning of this is simple, that you have to approach a Tattvadarshi person who already has that knowledge, who knows about the Tattvas, who knows Sankhya, Purush and Prakriti. And then when you have to approach him, bow down to him, that is Pranipatena. Then Pariprashnena, that means you have to ask the questions, whatever questions you have. And third is Sevaya, that is render service to him. These are the three things three steps that needs to be followed when you want, if at all you want to attain Gyan from an enlightened person. I think we will stop over here.